Balkan Blitzkrieg is a game for print and play. You contact the publisher, you purchase the PDF, they send you the document with all that you need to play the game. You print and you assemble the components yourself. There's a new publisher of print and play games. The publisher is called $2 Games. I'll let you figure out how much it costs to order a game from them. And the file that they send you contains the rules, and the rules for this game are very short, 3 pages, and a page really is just a set of instructions. Then you have the map, you have the counters that you need to mount and to cut, and then you also have this page here, which is the cover, but also you can use it as a setup guide, which is great because I can just show you this page here. I do not have to set up the game by myself. That saves me time. There are 2 small mistakes here though. This unit should not be here, it comes later as a reinforcement, and this German unit here as a 3 here, not a 2. Also, there's an Italian unit that will enter the game in turn 1 from here, and that is not on the map, but those are small things. You still get a sense of what's happening here of this game that represents clearly the Axis invasion of Greece in World War II. I was pretty curious about this game. I'm traveling these days because of a conference, and I like the idea of a game so easy to transport, to take with me on the airplane and then to play in my hotel room. Also, these days I'm reading a novel, a spy novel by Alan First. The novel is called Spies of the Balkans, and it is pretty much about this same topic, just seen from the point of view of the people involved in espionage that are behind some of the events that are happening at the same time. There are also actually scenes that represent the Italian invasion, so it was pretty interesting. I would almost say excited about this game. Well, the excitement maybe turned out to be a little premature, but let me show you first how the game works. Each turn you will start the game by assigning air support to your units. There is a certain amount of air support markers that you assign to your units. Then the Axis units will move, and you know all of the Axis units, and after they move they can attack adjacent enemies. All units move by 1 hex per turn. That's simple. When you attack an opponent, you simply roll a number of dice equal to the number printed on the counter, and the defender rolls the number also printed on the counter. So you will need a good amount of dice. I brought very small dice with me. Those dice that you usually find in victory point games, at least in the Ziploc versions. Very convenient to travel. In any case, you roll the dice. The number of dice may be modified by terrain. For example, if you're defending in hill or mountain terrain, then you get an extra die. But armor cannot attack into or out of mountain hexes. They're just modifiers of this type. The attacker can force the opponent to reroll a die, or the attacker can choose to reroll one of his dice. After the reroll, if there was such a reroll, you count the total. The player with the highest total inflicts a hit on the opponent. Full strength units are flipped to their reduced side, which is on the other side of the counter. 1-step units or reduced units are eliminated. Also, air support units move with the units that they are attached to, and air support units also take a hit when the unit that they're attached to takes a hit. And air units, most of them are 1-step units. After the Axis completed movement and attacks, the allied player does the same. Any and all allies units can move, then they can attack the opponent, and then the Axis gets to move and attack with his armor units again. After that, the turn is over and you start the process again. Air units, Axis movement, Axis attack, allies movement, allied attack, armor, movement, and attack. Axis, armor, movement, and attack, I meant. Also, there are replacements and reinforcements that can be assigned to the units according to a specific schedule. The Axis player has some extra replacements that can be assigned freely. This is pretty much the idea of the game. It is okay, very simple, very linear. I don't have a problem with games that are on the introductory level. I'm always excited by the idea of being able to introduce new players to wargaming thanks to games such as this one, or to have games that I can play at night when it's late and I'm really tired and I do not feel like getting a headache with more complex games. However, why did I not enjoy this game very much? Why do I have a problem with this? Because unless there's something huge that I'm missing, and if I am, please let me know. Please let me know from this video. Oh, you missed that thing, or you got the thing completely wrong. There are a couple of things that I'm not explaining here. Some advanced rules, which are not all that advanced, optional rules. But unless I made a mistake somewhere, I just don't see this game as competitive at all, because I cannot figure out a way for the allies to win the game. It is not even a matter of uneven confrontation. I feel like this is a puzzle for the allies. The disproportion of forces is just such that I don't see how they can win the game. Now, historically, they should lose the conflict, and that is okay, but the victory conditions, to me, in a good game, still give a chance to one of the players to win. That is, you may lose the historical confrontation, but you still meet the victory requirements and you win the game. Here, the Axis player wins the game if he controls Belgrade and Athens, and if he destroys the Commonwealth unit, which is this one. And the Axis player has 12 turns to do so. The allies win if they survive until the end of turn 12, which is not going to happen, or if they destroy a certain amount of Axis units, which is not going to happen either, because the Axis units are more numerous, they are stronger. True, the allies can try to take advantage of terrain, but the Axis units are just so much more powerful than the allies, and when you're attacking, you're at the advantage of the reroll. I just haven't figured out a way in which the allies can survive without being completely annihilated by the end of turn, say, 6 or 7. And then the Axis units, the surviving Axis units, simply take control of the Axis that they need to take control of and win the game. The allies can try to exploit this narrow area here, but still they get pounded by the Axis units. Just it is a very uneven confrontation. Again, let me know if I'm doing something wrong. But as I played the game, and I tried several times, it was really unrewarding, because clearly this is a game that is too simple to be a simulation, to give you a good sense of the historical events, and so, well, the price to pay is unevenness, but whatever, have a good historical immersion. Too simple to give you that, and too uneven, too unbalanced to be fun to play as a competitive game. I don't know, I don't want to sound too harsh, but it really sounds like the worst of both worlds in a way. So, Balkan Blitzkrieg was a little bit of a disappointment. Sure, I didn't lose much money, I didn't spend too much time building and playing the game, but just a pity. I hope that this game, even in its simplicity, could be more enjoyable and more fun to play.